Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and welcome to another mail call. Now this mail call is from a really good friend of mine, John, one of my biggest supporters, a really great guy. Now, he's a couple times sent me some of his tailings, but in his last shipment, he sent me a lot of his tailings. Now this is Paydirt he has already panned through, and he's always curious if he has gotten all the material, if he's always gotten all the gold. So in this last batch, I decided instead of me panning it out, I would really like to run it through some new equipment, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But before I do that, let me show you his tailings. So I got this bag in, this bag, and this bag. So it's about 30 pounds of Paydirt, and it is all wet. And like I said, I didn't want to pan it. I wanted to do something new with this, something fun, because generally when I'm doing things like this, I don't do them on camera. So I figured if I'm going to do it on camera, I might as well do something fun with it. So I got in a new toy just for this occasion. This is it. A Dream Mat Pocket Sluice or Mini Sluice. I saw these. In fact, I've seen every single channel that does anything to do with gold Paydirt has one of these. And every one of them said the exact same thing, that they got them for free, which really sucks because I paid for mine. Tisk. Actually, I usually don't accept free equipment until I've reviewed it, and I haven't reviewed this one, and then maybe after that, maybe they will send me some free ones, and I will send them out to some subscribers of mine or something. But this is what I wanted to use, so I figured, it's really tiny. I don't know how it's going to perform with 30 pounds of Paydirt, but I'm really curious to find out. So I will show you my setup and how I've gotten it set up to use, and then I will cut for a minute and set everything up finally and run it. So let me show you. Let me tilt the camera down, and that is it. Hopefully it is in lens. If not, you'll see it in a minute, and I'm just going to be talking. You're going to be staring at something very bizarre. So as you can see, I actually bought two of these because I had intended to buy one to use and one to give away. So this one actually here will be added to my December's Patreon appreciation giveaway. So this will be added to everything else that I'm doing. And here we go. I have a green one set up. I have two 5-gallon buckets full of water, and I'm using a U-channel recycling system to do it with. And I have my pump and everything else. And I'm going to go turn it all on, and we're going to run some Paydirt through it. So be right back. All right. Got the pump running, I've got everything set up, I have my Paydirt on the side, as you can see, in a small cat litter box. And what better place to put Paydirt than a cat litter box? Which, by the way, has never been used for cat litter. I only use it for stuff like this. And I also have some of the larger material. I screened it down to, I believe it's 1/8 inch. It's my screen for my gold cube, so I believe that's a 1/8 inch. So no chunky material in here. Now, I don't know if this is going to be able to handle that much dirt. I mean, that's a very small sluice for a really large amount of Paydirt. But why not? I mean, when I saw the pictures of this thing, they show somebody using it in a stream, and if somebody's going to be using it in a stream, they probably will throw that much dirt through it. Now, I must say first, this is not a review. It is not a Paydirt review, and it is not an equipment review. Next week, I will be running this Dream Mat Pocket Sluice through a standardized test that I will be running it and all future equipment reviews through, so I will know if it works or not. Now, let me show you again my setup. As you can see, I simply attached a pump to a piece of PVC with some holes in it and then screwed it down. Now, you can also see it is leaking. It's not very perfect. It's just something to recreate a stream, but I won't be loading any dirt on the side, so hopefully it works perfectly. And as always, my favorite, just a U-suction or whatever you want to call it to transfer all the water overflow to the other bucket. So I'm just going to cut for a second, move my chair, and then when I come back, I'm just going to be running some Paydirt, and I'll let you listen to some music while I run the Paydirt. So be right back, then you can watch me run my Paydirt. Alright, let's get started. I am super curious to see how this is going to work. When I first saw this one, I've been wanting to get some Dream Mat for my gold cube but I haven't really done a ton of videos with my gold cube, so I didn't want to start something new, a new project on it, when I still haven't done enough to the old gold cube to start modifying it. But I've always wanted to try out the Dream Mat itself, and since I don't own a sluice, all I own is the gold cube. I've always wanted, but when I saw this, I jumped on it. I bought a couple of them. As you saw, I'm going to be using this one, and I'll be giving one away. But I'm really curious to see, just because I like the weird little system it uses. But let's find out if it catches some gold. I'm just going to start adding material in here, and let's go. Now, as you can see, I zoomed you in as much as possible, and I have no idea how much water to run through this. I'm guessing I'm trying to do it about the same as a stream, so I am going to probably increase it a little bit, because in their website they show it in a stream. So streams kind of got some water flow to them, so I'm guessing maybe there. We'll see. Doesn't look like it's really blowing out material, so. And I also have it on a 1 inch per foot decline. So right here it's at about a ½ inch decline for the entire length, because it's a little bit more, because this is, I think, an 8-inch sluice. But we'll find out if it works, if it catches any gold. I will probably, after I'm done with this, run it through my sluice just to see. And I'll just be using some regular old matting. I won't use the vortex matting on it. Alright, I'm going to let you listen to some music. This is going to take a while, because this is a little bitty scoop, a little bitty sluice, and a lot of pay dirt from my good buddy John. So, let you listen to some music. Now, I will say, I know this is probably way too much material for this. I mean, I actually don't know. I mean, I don't know how much material this is supposed to be able to run through here. Because when I bought this, I was thinking this might be a great little thing for some people at home that are home painters, just as a final cleanup sluice. You know, just to, once you've run everything, just to try to catch that last -100 gold and things like that. Because I've seen the Dream Mats before, and they are supposed to be able to catch -100 gold. So in my mind, and the reason I'm using so much pay dirt on this is because I'm thinking that the ripples will have to be full of gold before you start blowing out gold. The same is with vortex matting. Vortex matting will keep going until it is full, and once it's full of gold, then it goes to the next little spot and it keeps going that way. And then once they're all full, that's when you blow out gold. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of gold in here. Actually, I'm not seeing any. But I'm just going to keep running for a while. This is probably too much dirt just because my system, I don't think it's going to be able to handle all this before it overflows. So I'm going to go a little bit longer, and then I'm going to stop and then run everything through a sluice. Alright, I'm going to let you listen to some more music. I'm going to adjust things here. But it doesn't look like it's blowing out the dirt too fast. I keep adjusting the water back and forth just to see how it's moving the material. And again, when I do the review on this thing, I will have more information. I will make sure I have talked to the owners or the sellers of this product to make sure that I'm doing everything right, and that it will be in a controlled test environment in that one, or as much of a controlled test as I can do. So we'll see about that. So again, this is not a review of the Dream Mat sluice, just curiosity during a mail call. So some more music. I'm gonna run a little bit more material, and then I think I'm gonna switch up to my sluice, because this is just going to overflow my 5-gallon bucket. I didn't realize just how much material I had. You know, you look at bags and it doesn't look like a lot, but then once you put it in a big pile, you realize just how much you have here. So, well, I'll let you listen to a little bit more music and then I will cut. And we will switch up. I think that's going to be about it for the Dream Mat sluice. I'm going to switch to my larger sluice just so I can run through this material. It is about 10 o'clock at night, and at this rate, I'm going to be here a very long time, which isn't the Dream Mat sluice. It was just something. I knew I was going to be reviewing the Dream Mat, and it's always good to run everything through a couple tests before you actually do it, so that way I can see how it performs, see if I need to change anything with my setup, and things like that. So I don't know if it's been doing its job or not until I turn off the water and clean it out, but we're gonna find out in a minute. And then I'm gonna swap out to my main sluice and run the rest of this material. So I'll be right back with an all new setup. All right, I cleaned out the mini sluice, the Dream Mat mini sluice, and show you what it caught. So this is what I got out of it. And what's really surprising to me is how much of the larger material there is in here. Maybe I didn't have the flow rate right. Again, I will have to look into this more, and that's why this is not a review. But I did see, if I can get it. There is some gold. It did catch gold, which is what it's supposed to do. See if I can zoom y'all in a little bit more. As you can see, it caught a nice little bit of gold. So it does that, catches a gold, and I don't know how much it missed. I am going to run the material. Let me unzoom you now. Over here, I'm going to run that through my mini sluice to see what it missed, just out of curiosity, and then I will run the rest of the material that I still have to do over there, in my sluice as well, just to run it, just to finish up this video. Now I know some people are going to ask, because they probably saw it in the background, that is a Desert Fox. Yes, it is a spiral wheel. Unfortunately, it is broken. I fixed one thing on it. It had a problem with the motor mount, and I replaced the motor mount. Unfortunately, once I replaced the motor mounts and I went to go put it all together, I realized the bushings in it are bad. So now I need to replace the bushings on the side, so for the little T-stand. And then one of these days I will get to reviewing that as well. All right, back to this. I will be right back, and we're gonna have the mini sluice, my normal gutter sluice set up, and we're gonna run all of John's material through that and see what else we catch, and see how much more gold I get out of this. All right, be right back yet again. All right, have the mini sluice all set up. Now I am using the regular, I guess, U-mat or V-mat they might call it. I know a lot of times I call vortex matting V-mat, but this is, I guess, just the regular matting. It is not vortex matting. It's got the little mesh at the end. And I just haven't run this mat a lot, and I just figured just to test it a little bit more, I'd run all this material through it. Now I still do have the concentrates from running through the little mini pocket sluice that I ran. You know, this little guy, I have the green version, and again, this is from Dream Mat, prospectorsdream.com. It's their Gold Rat High Bankers. So, and again, this is not a review of the product, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, after I set all this up, I really should have just run all the material through this thing to see how much of the gold it would catch and how much it missed. I just didn't really have my bucket set up correctly. I didn't think I'd be running that much material, so it wasn't set up to hold 30 pounds of material. But I will be doing a review of this later on in the week. So, but until then, I do have, this is all the material that went through that dream mat, and I will run that now through this and see, then I will pull it out, see what's left in there just out of curiosity. And then I still have this monster kitty bag, which is still probably got 22 pounds of it. I'm guessing I only went through about one of those Ziploc bags. So let's just start off. Let's run all of this material. This is the material that's already been run once. And it ran through that Dream Mat mini sluice. Now we're going to run it through this sluice. And I'll let you listen to some music, and then I'll be back in not too long, and we'll go through the rest of the material. That went much quicker than running it through the little Dream Mat sluice, a spoonful at a time. But then again, I really don't think these were designed for running 40 or 50 pounds of material. I mean, maybe if you're just trying to concentrate something, I don't know. I will find out during the review, but this did go much quicker. So I'm definitely glad I switched over because, you know, I have a lot of other things to be doing than just running John's Paydirt. But I'm going to go clean this out, put it in its own little pan, and then we'll continue to running all the rest of the material. So be right back again. All right, I finished cleaning it out, and as you can see, not pretty decent amount of material, probably double than what I got out of just the Dream Mat itself. But we'll go through all this again once I get up to my workstation. So that's the reworked Dream Mat material. And now I'm just going to run the other 30 pounds or 25 pounds of material that I have from John. And I'm just going to run it right through this Dream Mat, not the Dream Mat, through this sluice with the V mat on it, or U mat. I believe it's U mat. It doesn't look like a V from the side. It just looks like pretty much like a regular notch matting. So I'm just gonna blow through the rest of this and come back, and next time you'll see me, we'll be at my desk or my workstation, and we'll show you everything we recover. So I'll be right back. All right, now I'm gonna let you listen to some more music, and I'm gonna blow through the rest of this material, and then I'll see you back at my desk or my workstation, whatever you want to call it. And we'll see how much gold we get from my good buddy John, and see what he's been missing, because this is all stuff he's already panned out. So be right back. Alright, moved everything back inside. Let's go through it again. This is what I recovered from the Dream Mat sluice. This is what I recovered from what I ran through the Dream Mat, and I ran it through the V Mat on my gutter sluice. And then this is the rest of the material run through the gutter sluice. So I'm gonna go pan this all out and get the gold out, and I'll be right back and show you the gold. Well, I'm back, and as you can see, have all the gold laid out. So let me get you some close-ups, show it to you. This is what I got out of the Dream Mat, the mini pocket sluice, I guess you will. So let's zoom in. And then this is what I got out of my gutter sluice that had been run through the Dream Mat, and so it did miss something, but then again, that was my first time using the Dream Mat, and so can't really blame it. And then this is everything that I got out of the gutter sluice that I never ran through anything but the gutter sluice. So pretty nice little pile. So again, always got to thank John for sending me his tailings. It's always fun to go through other people's stuff and, you know, get the gold that they missed. I am going to send this back to him, of course, so it is his gold. So I'm going to send it back to him. He's a great supporter of mine, so it's the least I can do. And he sadly won't be sending me any more tailings because after his last bag he sent me, or a while back he had sent me, I bought him a gutter sluice. So he has his own little gutter sluice to run his tailings through now. So he no longer needs me. But I had saved this a little bit, like I said, just to run something new through, just to, you know, you always have to break in new equipment before you actually give the review to it. So again, I will be doing a review on the Dream Mat either this week or next week. Until then, that's going to be about it for today. I do have to give away a 24 karat gold plated dime, and it's going to be to Eric Singletary. So Eric Singletary, your name will flash up here. Make sure you email me so I can send this off to you. And to everyone else, thanks as always for watching, and happy panning.